Hello, everybody. I wanted to share with you this quick video on how to maximize your BNI profile. There are a lot of members out there that don't have all the information filled out on their profile. And one of the things that you're going to miss is a potential referral being sent your way if they don't know exactly what you do. So I wanted to walk you guys through all of the different aspects of the BNI profile online. So that way you can go through and make sure to complete any changes as needed. And I'm also going to walk you through some of the things that you can do to protect your profile as far as what you do and don't want to be shown on the public website. Because as many of you know, I sent out an email on Monday about some of the scams that are being sent out to some people. These scams are happening through text messaging, and the information that they're pulling is actually from the public BNI website. So the BNI system itself is not being hacked. What they're doing is they're getting creative with the information that they can find on the BNI website. So we definitely want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves as much as possible, because I want to show you guys. So on the BNI Arizona website, I love to do everything through the website. I think you can find everything easier. It's easier to navigate as well, but you can also do a lot of things through the app. The only thing that you can't update through the app as far as your BNI profile is your company logo. You can do your picture, your profile picture, but not your logo. But I'll show you where to go to update that as well through here. But as far as the scam piece, on the BNI Arizona website, you'll notice that there's a link at the top saying chapters. So if they go to click on chapters, and then there's a little link here that says chapter list, they're going to be able to view all of the different chapters that we have in town. Let's just take BNI ACEs, for example. So once they go to the page, they're going to be able to see who the leadership team is. So for some of these scammers, they're sending a text pretending that they're the chapter president. Now, one of the things that they have done recently, because we get waves of these different scams, it's always best to make sure that you're checking with your leadership team, making sure it's the correct number. But please know that your leadership team will not text you asking for gift cards or different random requests. But now they're pulling in the vice president and secretary treasurer name in the request, so that way you think that they are a legitimate person, that they're the legitimate president of your chapter. Now, where they're finding your information. So under the members list, you're going to see that all of your information is here, as well as your phone number is on the site. So if this is your cell phone number and they go to text this number, that's how they're getting that information. Now, there's also a little envelope right next to your information as well, and that envelope will give them the opportunity to email you. Now, it does not give them your email address, but let's say I was going to email Jamie. If I click on this little button, it's actually going to pull up a box to where you can put in your email address, the subject. You'll be able to type in the message, but it also makes sure to click that you're not a robot and that you've read the privacy policy before you send that message. Now, once you receive that message, it's going to look as if it's coming from BNI Connect notification. So it's not internal from the BNI system. It is actually just from the public website. But there is an option to turn this piece off if you're not wanting someone to message you from the public site. I know a lot of financial advisors have turned this feature off just because of the compliance for financial advisors, they're unable to have this activated. So I wanted to share with you guys all the information of where to go to update your profile. Now, when you log into BNI Connect, you're going to see this as your main dashboard. If you don't see this screen, it may mean that you have the wrong login for your BNI Connect profile. So this will give you all of your current stats. It will also give you last 6 months, 12 months, lifetime. All the information is right here. You can also submit any of the slips right through this home screen. You can also print your weekly slips and view different reports to find all the information. It will also tell you if your profile is optimized. So if you have all 100% complete on your profile, if you're missing anything, it'll have a link to where it'll give you the information of what you're missing. Now, where to go to update your profile. So if you come up to the top right-hand corner of your screen where your name is, click that box, and then you're going to select My Account. When you select My Account, it's going to go to the back end version of your profile. So you'll notice that there's lots of different boxes full of different information. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to come up to these little links that's right underneath your name. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is this Privacy Center. So this is going to where you're going to be able to select what is and isn't shown on the public website, but also what things that active BNI members can also view with your information. So this first box, this is the member to member information. So this is only showing active BNI members the information. So this is not a public piece. This is only active BNI members. I do recommend there's 3 different options in each of these boxes, whether it's all, my connections, or none. All meaning that all active BNI members can view your information. If you just select My Connections, then only the chapter members in your chapter can view your information. Now, if you do select none, that means no BNI members can view your information if they are searching for you in the BNI Connect app. So within the BNI system, so only active BNI members can view this information. I highly recommend making sure that all of these options are selected to all, because that's going to open up the opportunity for other BNI members to find you. So make sure to have all of those details laid out. Because the worst thing is, guys, if someone's searching for your information and they can't find you, they're going to go to the next person who does. Now, the next piece that I want to share with you guys is at the bottom, which is the privacy settings. So you'll notice that there's a lot of different options of what to be shown on the public website. So this says, show me on the public website. The very first box is if checked, the public will be able to search for your services. You 100% do not want to uncheck this information, because then one, it won't show you on the BNI roster at all. So then what's going to happen is visitors, when they find your chapter site, they're going to think that your category is open. So please do not uncheck the first one. So that's the only one that I would recommend making sure is still set as an active button on your profile. Now, the next one is show my phone number on my public profile. You can choose yes or no on that. Show my mobile number on my public profile. Yes or no to that. Show my direct phone number on my public profile. Show toll-free number, show fax. All those 3 are marked off for me because I don't have anything listed in those fields. This next one, allow email messages from my public profile. If you uncheck this, that little box that I showed when you go to send a message to a member, if you uncheck this, it will not have that little envelope next to your name. So it'll deactivate that option. And then you can select to show your website on the public profile. Now, if your company has a website, I highly recommend like sending people to your website is going to be key, because if they're looking for your products and services, you want to make sure that they have the information. I recently was searching for a specific product or service through the BNI site. And the only way I actually knew to like find more information was through the website. And several of the members didn't even have their website listed on their profile. So guys, if people reach out to me for products and services, the very first thing I do is search through our current BNI members. If you don't have your information filled out, it's a missed opportunity for a referral to come your way. So make sure that your website is on your profile, because that's going to be key. Now, and then show your social networking links on your public profile. So if you have Facebook, Instagram, like any of the different social networking links. You can include up to, I believe, 13 or 14 different social media links. So making sure that people can go and connect with you on all different levels is definitely going to be key. So make sure to check these things, but you also need to make sure that all of this information is on your profile to make sure that everything is in there. So once you have all that information, guys, you want to come up to this top right-hand side and click Save. Anytime you change information or update anything through any of the pages, always make sure to save it along the way, because then you're going to miss the information. So we're going to go back to my profile because I want to walk you through each of the different boxes. The very first one is the personal details box. If you go through, this is going to be where you'll be able to update your profile image. Make sure that your personal details are correct with your name, guys. I know that there are many people that have one name in the system, but they go by something different, maybe a truncated version, like Bob versus Robert, like whatever you want members to find you by, I would make sure that is what your name is listed as. So that way members can easily find you in the member drop-down menu when they're passing referrals. Because if they know you by Bob and they're trying to search for Bob in the drop-down, but in the system you're under Robert, it may be confusing. So I recommend that for your BNI profile, it doesn't have to be your like the name that's on your license type of thing. It just needs to be who people know you by as far as in business. Now, the next is the contact details tab. So you want to make sure all of this is correct. If for any reason you need to change your email, you can do so through your BNI profile in this contact details spot. Now, as I mentioned, here's your social networking links. You can add up to 14 social media links. So you want to go through, make sure to add as much as possible that you have. And then go to the address field. Make sure that your address and everything is listed correctly. Now, if you have your home address in here, instead of having the address street, I would do by appointment only. That way, your home address is not viewed on the public website, because you want to make sure that everything on here is by business. Now, I would still keep city, state, zip code. I would keep all that the same, but just change the street address to show by appointment only. Now, I'm not going to change this on my profile, so I'm not going to click the update button. But again, any of these different tabs, guys, there is a little update button on each one, so that way you can update it after you've changed or updated any information. So that is the personal details box. Now, going back to the profile, and now we're going to go through the professional details. When you click on edit, this is going to be where you can add your company logo. So you want to make sure that your company logo is correct. If you ever did like a rebrand or company name change, this is where you would go to click the edit button to change a company name. Now, if you're changing to a brand new company, it would need to go through a membership committee approval. You would want to submit a renewal application to go through that. But if it's just a rebrand of the same company, just updating the name, or if you realize that the company name isn't spelled correctly, or it's supposed to be listed as something different, or needed to add in the LLC or different details, you can go through and click this edit button and you'll submit the changes, submit the reason for the change. Once you click submit, then it's going to send a request to the BNI Connect support, so that way we can review the information and then update it if it's approved. You also want to make sure that your industry classification are listed correctly. These you cannot change. If you are needing to do a category change, make sure to reach out to your leadership team or your director for specifics for your specific situation. We also now have the requested specialty box. So especially for the categories and professions that maybe this classification is a little broad as far as what your company represents, or if you're listed as an other category, this will be a perfect opportunity to put in what your specialty is. So that way, that specialty will also be viewed on the BNI Arizona website for your business. Now, off to the right-hand side here, you also want to make sure that your My Business section is filled out. So you want to make sure to include as much information as possible about your business, and then as well as any keywords. So the keywords would be words that are associated with your business in all different forms. So if someone is going to search a specific topic, service, product, any of those different things, you want to make sure to include as many as possible in that keyword section. Now, again, if you've updated any of this information, make sure to click this update button at the bottom of the field. So that is on the professional details fields box. So this will also give you any of your training information. And then the last piece I want to share with you guys is the My Bio. So when you click on edit for the My Bio, there's going to be multiple different tabs. The very first one is the bio itself. So this is some information that the Secretary Treasurer can pull to introduce you as your or for your feature presentation. The next is the TOPS profile. So this TOPS profile is the information that will also show up on the public website. So it gives you more information to share about your business. So that way, if someone's searching for your products and services, they can better send you referrals. So this is where you'll include your ideal referrals, top products, top problem solved, your favorite BNI story, and your ideal referral partners. Now, out of these 4 different tabs, the TOPS profile is the only one that will show up on the public website under all your information. Once you've updated the information, again, see this little update button. You want to make sure to click update and save your changes. The next is the gains profile. So this is going to be a great thing for members and other chapters. They can be able to view your profile and view a little bit more information about you. And then weekly presentations. So if you want to include some sample weekly presentations about your business, let's say that your chapter is helping you find a substitute, they can then pull these weekly presentations from the reports in BNI Connect as well to be able to help support. But as members view your profile, they'll be able to, again, learn more information about your business. So that is everything with the My Bio. So again, even on this home screen, guys, you'll see off to the left-hand side the percentage completion. If you do not have that 100% complete, there'll be a little arrow here that'll tell you what fields have not been updated on your profile. So I recommend aiming for 100% completion. If you have any questions or need help or assistance with reaching that 100% completion, feel free to reach out. You all have my email because I sent out plenty of them. But my email is kristen@bniarizona.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this will be looped into one of the Wisdom Wednesday videos. So make sure to record that one. Chapter Education Unit for watching. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing all of your amazing profiles completed. Have a great day.